Hey guys, this is Jimmy from Primer is Best, and I made another little video here uh, about my 1971 Chevy C10 truck I used to own that went by the name of Big Turd. Oh boy. When the reason it has the name Big Turd, I know I'm stuck on names like that, Old Dookie and Big Turd. Well, my friend Waylon, he's a real good friend of mine, and he works for Tim Dixon now over at Gas X Chop Shop. But Big Big Turd was coming up the road to my house, and he was standing beside me, and it was his first time to see it, and he said, "Man, that looks like a big old pile of, you know what, coming up the road." I said, "That's my truck." It's pretty funny. Anyway, so once again, I come up with the name Big Turd, and I've on old Dookie, my 78 C10 truck, Old Dookie, that was the name of it, and Big Turd. I made my own front license plate tags. Just, I don't know. Anyway, that's how it's got the name. Let me tell you how I got the truck. My friend Brian, once again, Brian, his name is GM1038 on YouTube. You need to check him out. Brian and myself and Tim Dixon at Gas X Chop Shop, if you keep up with all three of us, uh, we kind of intertwine. I mean, my stuff winds up at Tim's at Gas X Chop Shop. He's on Facebook if you type in Gas X Chop Shop, and you can see pictures, I'm sure, of him working on Big Turd and all my other junk that I've bought throughout the years. Uh, I wish I'd have started YouTube earlier, because you missed out on a whole bunch of stuff that I used to own that Tim has worked on. Tim and Corey and Waylon and BT and some of them folks over there. Anyway, how I got Big Turd. My friend Brian, GM1038, he found Big Turd in the woods behind someone's house or trailer, stuck in the woods, and it was full of trash. The whole truck, inside and out, was turned into a dump. And Brian said it was ridiculous. I mean, the truck was just piled up inside out all over it, full of trash. Where whoever owned the truck is down in the middle of Chattanooga, somewhere around in that area. There goes my plane. If you didn't know it, every video. Uh, anyway, Brian had to cut down trees and get some of the trash out of it just so he could get it out. Well, he got it, and I don't have pictures of it when he first got it. As you're seeing the pictures, you're seeing it. This is sad to say, but you're seeing it after a bunch of work's already been done to it. So the hood, the fender, the grill, the bumper, all that stuff was messed up on the truck. And when you look at the truck closely, the whole truck's kind of messed up. But I just fell in love with that truck. It was a factory 6-cylinder and 3-speed on the column, but someone had put it in the floor. People do that a lot. Have you noticed that? 3-speed on the columns wind up being a shifter in the floor or an automatic. This one was still a 3-speed, and it was in the floor. So Brian, I had a long bed Chevy truck that I had bought, and it was over at Gas X Chop Shop just for a parts truck. Well, Brian bought the truck from me, and he was working on something for himself. I can't remember exactly what it was, but anyway, so the truck that I used to own that Brian bought donated the fender, the hood, the bumper. I can't remember if there's anything else that was donated, but anyway, when you're seeing it in the pictures, this is after someone had already, Brian and Charlie, his dad, had already worked on it. So it was pretty rough shape. I had him put a radio in it. It was just all cut out and it looked horrible. And I really didn't care if the radio worked or not, but they put a radio in it and it did work. and it's a good radio. And we put a better shifter in it. If you keep watching the pictures, put a better shifter in it. The seat was practically gone, and Brian happened to have a better seat in the back of one of his Suburban uh, parts trucks he has, and it donated the seat. Thank the Lord for that. But Brian got that truck running, and that you can ask Brian. Well, GM 1038, that was the smoothest running little six cylinder. And when you just drove that truck, it was just so smooth. It shifted with your finger. I mean, it was just awesome. And when you pay attention to the pictures I'm about to show you, uh, it's the only truck I've ever had or ever seen, as far as I know, that when you raise the hood, it had an electrical outlet. And I've got my drill in the picture. It powered the drill, everything. I mean, it's just a neat little add-on somebody put on that truck, but it was just really cool. And I'm trying to tell you from the pictures I've posted. I changed colors on I couldn't make up my mind which color I wanted. So I started out with blue. I was going to paint it blue and white. Then uh, my wife and I decided, because the door panels were like a lime green, I think I was talking to one of my friends on the telephone, I think, his name's Joe, and Joe said, well, why don't you just paint it that seafoam green color? And I thought that's a good idea. So I painted it seafoam green, like a shade of it. I show the can in one of the pictures. Painted the top white. If you pay attention to the bumpers, my wife and I drove to Morristown, Tennessee. That's a good little trip for us. It's about 3 hours, I think, just to get there. But anyway, we got up there and noticed the little bumper guards on the rear bumper. I've never seen that before. And I think the guy told me they came off of a Mopar vehicle. I don't know what. I don't know if it's Dodge, Plymouth, Chrysler, whatever. But they came off of a Mopar, and they fit right on there perfect. I mean, it looked factory, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. Anyway, you'll see where I painted it, and you'll see where I changed the wheels on it. I had 5-on-5 truck rallies. The tires on it weren't any good. I had to come up with some tires quick, and I had some Corvette style wheels that were 5-on-5 lug pattern. So we put them on Old Dookie just so it would have some tires and get it up off the ground. And later on, I wound up with some, I think they were Foose, Foose, Foose wheels, 18s, I think. Yeah, 18s. In the video, I show you one of the tire sizes. But man, that's a good truck. And it was rough. I mean, I'm going to tell you, it was rough. But Tim Dixon at Gas X Chop Shop, I'll tell you what, he is a master at fabrication. And he patched the whole underneath of my driver's door was just completely gone. You could stick your whole arm through it. It was gone. He patched all that, all the metal work that you see, and then some that you don't see, he done. And I elected not to paint it, the weld places where he had fixed it. I clear coated it, put Penetrol on it, and you'll see where I put Penetrol on. You'll see how shiny it looks as you get to watching the pictures. But Tim done a great job, and he was so patient, and I'm just so glad to have him for my friend. Him and Angie both are really good folks, and my best friends, him and GM Tim and 38, Brian and Charlie and Waylon and Corey. I mean, we're all just like family, and they'll do anything for you if they like you, if you're throwing money at them. Anyway, no, just kidding. I mean, they do anything for me, and they've shown that in the past. But anyway, they done a lot of work on it. You see pictures where Tim and the rest of the crew put a lowering kit on it, new disc brakes. I mean, just went through the whole truck, put dual exhaust on it. I know it's a 6-cylinder, but that's just my signature. Whatever I have, I'm having dual exhaust put on it. Put the tips on it and lowered it, like I said, had a good stance. And like I said, is a rough old truck, and it was saved from being, well, it was already practically dead. But that motor and transmission, they just wanted to come back to life. And that old truck, I don't know, it just acted like it appreciated everything that we done for it. I mean, I guess just sitting out in the woods covered up in trash and mice and snakes and everything all over it, I guess it was just ready to get out of that hole. So I want to thank all my friends, Brian and Charlie, and of course Tim and BT and Corey and Waylon and all those folks, that helped me bring life back, breathe life into the dead. This truck. But anyway, I wound up selling that truck, and from what I understand, the guy that bought it took the 6-cylinder out and LS'd the truck. It went to Georgia, I think. Yeah, Georgia. And I haven't heard or seen from it since. But that 6-cylinder, man, that's a good running motor. Me personally, I'd have had a hard time swapping motors because I could just show it the key and it'd start right up and it wanted to run. And I had a good highway gear, and I wasn't afraid to go anywhere in it. It's just a good running old truck. Uh, I was trying to think of some more pictures. You'll see the blue shade. I started to go with blue, and I'm glad we went with the like seafoam green color. With I decided to paint the top white. Uh, you'll see all the metal work Tim done, and I just think the old truck turned out good. I put the like on the bed where it has the side markers. I put the sport ones, like the sport side markers. Just look at them carefully. I put them on. I just tried to jazz it up a little bit. That truck had so many door mirrors on it, it wasn't funny, but I put some sport, what I call sport, the small door mirrors, made it look so much better instead of the big gawky ones. And man, it just turned out good. It had a good heater. I mean, my standards are low. So I mean, this is not, what most people call a show truck, but I just like saving stuff. I don't know what's wrong with me, but Brian is the same way. We just like to save. I can't stand to see something just sit there and die. I don't know. I can just see stuff pictured a different way with a little bit of rattle can, a little bit of patina on it. It don't have to be a $15,000-$20,000 paint job. My goodness, man, have $500,000 and no Big Turd trying to get it show quality. I mean, you can buy all the parts to do it, but the fun is resurrecting the dead, isn't it? It is for me, and it is for Brian, I've noticed. So, uh, anyway, I hope that you will enjoy the pictures. Just if if the pictures are going too fast, just pause it and just look at it. I had my typical got rust on the back window. Remember that commercial, Got Milk? Well, I had got rust, and I miss that old truck. Golly, I don't know why I sold it, but I mean, it turned out to be a solid old truck. I mean, it looked rough, but it was solid, and had all the rust fixed. I mean, what more can you say? I mean, you've resurrected it, and you've made it look, decent. We're presentable. I'll say good enough to go to cruise in and stuff. And probably get people like me. I would walk up to something like that quicker than I would a $50,000 car or truck. I mean, a lot of folks have those. I like patina style myself. So that's just me and Brian and evidently several others, because I mean, a lot of folks are in the patina style. If you type in on YouTube, you'll see them. So enjoy the pictures, and I hope it's not too boring to you. I'm going to try to add the pictures on here at the end of this video, and hopefully you'll enjoy looking at them. And I wish I'd have had pictures of it when Brian first got it. I mean, it was a train wreck. Oh, let me tell you this about the truck. Almost forgot. The guy that was driving Big Turd before it got junked into the woods, uh, the guy that owned the truck let his brother drive it, and that's how it got wrecked. My understanding, he'd been drinking and run off the road. I guess he hit a tree or something. I'm not sure, but that's what happened to the truck. And I almost forgot to mention that. But as you look at the truck, you'll see it, kind of transformation. You know, it took a little while. I think this has been like 3 or 4 years ago. You can type in Primer is Best. That's my YouTube name. Primer is Best. Just type in 1971 Chevy C10 truck, Big Turd. I'll never forget. I know exactly where I was standing where my friend Waylon said that looks like a big ball coming up the road, and it was my truck. I bet his eyes was this big around when he seen it pull in my driveway. But I don't know. I just enjoy doing stuff like this. Whether I was doing this kind of stuff before I ever started YouTube. So anyway, just enjoy the video. Hope that you do. And if you like this kind of stuff, let me know. I got lots more I can do if you like this type video. If not, I won't do any more. But God bless y'all. Thanks for watching. Like I said, you are watching Primer is Best on YouTube. My name is Jimmy. And my wife, Mrs. PIB, we sure would appreciate it so much if you would subscribe to the channel, Primer is Best. I'm also on Facebook, Primer is Best, and Instagram, Primer is Best. I have a second YouTube channel called Man on a Budget. I occasionally put videos up on you might like to watch. And I'm on Instagram, Man on a Budget 1. So subscribe to both. I'd appreciate it. Don't forget to check out my buddy GM1038 on YouTube. His name is Brian. And C. Waller. C, the letter C, Waller. Waller. He's my buddy too. I've known him for years, and he's into Camaros. You might enjoy looking at his videos too. Real nice guy. I feel like we're all family. And don't forget my buddy Tim Dixon at Gas X Chop Shop, master fabricator and welder. And I'm so blessed to have him live, near to me where I can use his talents and knowledge in order to get some of my old junk running. God bless y'all. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the pictures. Hang in there. They're fixing to start right now.